What is going on? The catch. Fam, hope everyone out there is doing phenomenal today, man. Hope you guys have all had a great start to the weekend. Hope you guys are ready for week 11 of the 2023 NFL season and week 11 of the 2023 fantasy football season. Can you guys believe how far we are into the season? I mean, fantasy playoffs are what 4 weeks away now. It's crazy, but a great slate of NFL games coming up here this weekend. I'm excited for this weekend. I think it's gonna be another. I thought last weekend was overall a pretty good weekend for fantasy and real life NFL action, and I think that this weekend we're gonna get another good little weekend of football as well. But nonetheless, you guys know what we're here for tonight. Fantasy Q&A, whatever you guys need. Start, sits, ads, drops, last second waiver wire additions. If the trade deadline did not end today for you guys, your respective league, what trades are you guys considering? Whatever you guys need, any fantasy football questions, we're going to hop right into it tonight. So, in terms of the news for today, Devon Shane is coming back. It's official. He will play in week 11. Stoked for that. Devon Shane been my guy since he went to the Dolphins, but I'm happy for those of you guys who have him on your rosters because he will be back this weekend. That's like literally the entire news segment for today. Devon Shane is going to play this weekend. So that's all I got. Just kidding. Let me double check, see if there's anything else. Yeah. Justin Jefferson is not going to play. Pat Freiermuth officially activated off of IR. Khalil Herbert off of IR as well. So basically, Devon Shane is going to play. So let's go. All right. Let me do one thing very quickly, then we're hopping right into your guys' questions. So get in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need. Any fantasy football relevant questions we're going to get into. All right, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. What's going on? We got Love Field. This is actually kind of a good question because I feel like Jordan Love is actually a good start this week. It's a good matchup. The Chargers have been pretty soft, against most offensive positions this year, but they haven't been necessarily good specifically against wide receivers, obviously, but also quarterbacks. They were giving up the third most fantasy points to the quarterback position thus far on the season. So I think Jordan Love, who's coming off of an okay game last week, not too bad of a game after he's, obviously the season started good for Love, and then, we really saw kind of a couple of weeks that were beyond disappointing, not just out of Jordan Love, but out of the entire Packers offense. And 18 points last week, the most points he scored since week 4, where he had 19.6 points. So, I do feel like Jordan Love is an okay start this week. I don't necessarily have a problem with him. Fields is okay as well, though. The Lions, well, their defense is fine. They're 19th against opposing quarterbacks, so not awful, not great. But, man, I will say this much. Jordan Love is the floor here, and then Fields is kind of that upside pick. And, I think Fields is going to be fine, but first game back from injury, he's going to get garbage. I don't know. I feel like the Bears are going to be playing from behind in this game. So the upside is with Fields. If you feel like you need that, take it. Pacheco or Jalen Warren is also interesting because these are two running backs with really, really tough matchups this weekend. Literally, there might be the Browns have moved back a little bit. So the Browns are now 7th against the running back position fantasy-wise, but the Eagles are still first. So I think if you're forced to play Pacheco, you can. But I think in this situation, you go with Jalen Warren, obviously been named the starter. I don't know how much that really means. I think there's still going to be a pretty similar split there, but The Browns over the past couple weeks been kind of up and down defensively, and I think that the Steelers are going to play well in this game. The Browns have a rookie quarterback going out there. I don't know. I feel pretty good about starting Jalen Warren this week. All right, what's going on? AFTA. Dotson, DK, or Aaron Jones. Pick two. I'd probably bench DK. Um, uh, it's a good matchup for Aaron Jones. It's a good matchup for Dotson. It's not necessarily a great matchup for DK. I feel like I don't know, like the ceiling is just non-existent with DK Metcalf. He is coming off of his best second fantasy game of the year, but it's against the Washington Commanders, who have probably the worst secondary in the entire league. Bottom two team against opposing wide receivers in fantasy. And he didn't even score 12 targets, 7 receptions, 98 receiving yards. But yeah, I just don't feel as good about DK going into this matchup. Against the Rams, they're top 10 against wide receivers. I mean, we know how it is with Metcalf. You can always score, but even then, it's like, how high is the ceiling? I say you go for the upside. You go Aaron Jones, and you go with Jahan Dotson here. I do like Aaron Jones this week. The Chargers have been really bad against opposing running backs. They're bottom 12, 21st against position. And Jahan Dotson gets the Giants. They are bottom 3 against wide receivers. So let's take those guys. David, what's up, my guy? Dylan, what's going on, everybody? Good to see you guys. Do I drop Ridley? I mean, kind of at the point in the season where, like, if you're not starting players, like you don't have any confidence in starting them, you can move on. He's going to get picked up right away. But I think Ridley is a volatile wide receiver 3 flex option. So, I mean, if that's still, beneficial to your roster, you can keep him. But it kind of depends on the entire roster, who else is out there, all that stuff. I just traded Pollard away for Burrow. Now he's out rest of the season. Wow. Only have T-Law and Wilson now at Superflex. Tough to say, what can he do? Who else, is on your roster? Who else is out there on waivers? Oh my gosh. I mean, that's just about as bad of a beat as you can possibly get. Yeah, let me know what you think you can realistically do, David. Dylan, few start, sit, full PPR question. Start one in the flex, Hollywood or McBride? Ooh. Is it crazy I like McBride more? I go McBride. I'm going to go McBride. Yeah. I think McBride is basically a must start. The Texans are the 7th worst team in the league against opposing tight ends. McBride is essentially a wide receiver at this point. I mean, there was some pretty decent volume all around for pass catchers on the Cardinals last week, but McBride had 9 targets and 8 receptions for 131 receiving yards. I mean, Hollywood had 4 targets. They'll probably improve that this week. And don't look twice, but Rondale Moore at 8 targets. And our boy Michael Wilson had 6 targets. But yeah, the Texans are pretty good against wide receivers. 8th best team, fantasy-wise. But I'm going to go McBride. Start 1 running back, 1 flex. Connor, A-Chain, Waddle. I see any of these guys outscoring each other. Waddle is fine. But I like Connor and A-Chain. I really do. Connor, not great fantasy-wise last week, but he was good on the ground. Was productive with his touches. Got a lot of touches in that game as well. A-Chain, it just feels like too much upside to risk not starting. Waddle's still good, though. Like, it's a good matchup. I just have trust issues with Waddle. Let's see here. 3 start, 1 QB, 1 running back, 1 flex. Go Stroud. Just take Stroud. Ride the hot hand. He's playing Arizona. Start Stroud. Connor, Ford, Singletary, Waddle. I go Connor and Singletary. But if you want to throw Waddle in over one of those guys, you can. And I'd probably do it over Connor if I had to choose. I'd definitely start Singletary against the Cardinals, though. Yeah, tough choices. But yeah, I think you got to go Stroud there for sure. Full PPR, Michael Mayer or Freiermuth. It's tough because Michael Mayer, hands down, has the better matchup. Like, the only reason I'm not really in on Freiermuth this week is because the Browns have given up the fewest points to the tight end position fantasy-wise on the season so far. It's his first game back from injury. I just don't feel good about it. So I guess I lean Michael Mayer, who has a good matchup against the Dolphins. He scored last week. I mean, it's basically touchdown or bust for both these guys, right? So I don't know. Maybe overall, Fryermuth has a better chance to score. I mean, I don't even really know what the volume has looked like for Michael Mayer. 5 targets last week, 2 the week before. And those have really been the primary starts with Aiden O'Connell. So, like, I don't know. He's only got 1 touchdown on the year. It's an away game. I'll go Fryermuth, but yeah, you know what type of situation you're in here, Access. Godfather, how are you doing, man? Great to see you. What's up, dude? Okay, so we got T-Law, Russ, Eckler, Brees, Javante, Cook, Brown, Amon-Ra, Jay Jettis, Hollywood, Hawkinson, Kincaid. Man, do you have a winning record? I mean, you're really struggling at quarterback. Wait, I thought you had Russell Wilson. I mean, if you have a winning record, I don't know if I'm trading anyone. I mean, it sucks big time that you traded Pollard for Burrow. Because I think Pollard's about to actually start to be productive. I think it's going to start this week against the Panthers. Man. Yeah, let me know. We'll come back to this because I think you have a really good roster. I mean, there's some like James Cook, deployable, Hollywood, probably deployable. Depending on when JJ comes back, you can flex Kincaid with starting Hawkinson. So we'll come back to this one. I'm 8-2, first in my league. Okay, see it at the bottom of the chat. I wouldn't do anything. I mean, if you want to move like Cook, I don't know if I'm moving Hollywood until JJ's back. And even if you do, it's like kind of thin at wide receiver depth. Like you have guys to start. I don't know if I'm moving anyone. Is this a double flex league or a single flex league? But I mean, like you basically have 2 wide receivers with your tight ends. I think you're in a good spot, man. It sucks big time because you tried to upgrade at quarterback, which is a smart move. Oh man, that's tough. I don't know what I'm doing with my hat right now. Double flex, super flex. So you're probably starting T-Law, Russ, Eckler, Brees, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Hawkinson, flexing Hollywood and Kincaid, or you can flex Javante. I don't know. I feel like Hollywood's kind of important just as like that outlier starter. You know what I mean? No, don't trade JJ. Dude, if JJ comes back, JJ's gonna be productive with Dobbs. Then you're gonna have Amon-Ra, JJ, and Brown. Like, don't do it. Don't do it, dude. Like sometimes you just have to look at your roster and be like, okay, I'm set at running back. I'm set at wide receiver. I'm set at tight end. I just have to accept the fact that the quarterback position is going to have a low ceiling for me. That's what I would do personally. I would just accept the fact that you have a low ceiling on quarterback and take what you get out of Russ and T-Law and just ride with this team. Now, like I said, if you want to move a player like James Cook, Perry, I just wouldn't trade anyone else on this team other than Hollywood. And the only reason I say to keep Javante is because, like, you still have risk of injury with Eckler and Brees, and I think he's a good, like, I don't know, something happens, you can hold on to him. But, man, I think you're in a pretty good spot, man. We'll come back to it, David. What's up, Caleb? Would you rather have Javante or Derrick Henry in Dynasty? I mean, it depends if you're contending or not. If you're contending, I mean, I feel like the natural answer is Derrick Henry, right? Long term, I guess Javante. Do we still like my Ravens to contend this year without Andrews? I'm a Ravens fan, born in blood. First year I've seen us have solid wide receivers, solid backup tight ends, so time to step up. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You guys will definitely be contending for sure. I mean, look at the AFC right now. I mean, the AFC is a mess. You got the Chiefs, Ravens, Jaguars, Dolphins, Steelers. Those are the top teams in the AFC right now. And I'm only laughing because the Steelers make it. So if and I talked about this on last night's stream, but if the Ravens lost Thursday night and the Chiefs lost the Eagles Monday Night Football, the Steelers would have been number one in the AFC, which is just ridiculous to me. Maybe tied for number one. I don't know. I read that somewhere. Maybe it was wrong because now I'm seeing the Jags and the Dolphins have the same record. But yeah, I mean the Ravens are 8-3. You know, you guys will be fine, but playoffs are a whole different story. See what happens. Should I get Monty and Cooper and give up Evans? If you're contending, you can do that. I'm in position to win the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I will go get Monty because I'd far rather have Mike Evans than Coop. Kind of depends on the whole roster, I guess. But I think it's a fair enough trade. Got Pollard, traded away Cooks and Brown. Curious because I got a pending trade for Monty and Cooper and give away Evans. I mean, just understand that Cooper's ceiling is far lower than Mike Evans, especially with, the quarterback play. Like, we don't really know what we're going to get now. But I feel like Monty really helps even that out. It kind of depends on the whole roster. Especially with dynasty trades, like a lot of context matters. Someone dropped Mac Jones. I mean, I don't know. I was going to say I don't really blame them. But at the same time, like in dynasty, super flex, like you have to hold on to guys like that. Like, last offseason, like, a really good example of like me being a little bit naive was like, I was kind of like, you know what? Like, you guys don't need to hold on to Zach Wilson at all. And it's like, well, it's just the way the NFL, Zach Wilson actually had quite a bit of value in Superflex Dynasty leagues going into the season. Just no one expected Aaron Rodgers to tear his Achilles. And at the end of the day, if a player's a starting quarterback, they can contend for a backup spot even, like they have value in Dynasty. So it depends on your roster if you should pick them up or not, though. Dominic, would you go? You would go Jags or Lions D. I like both this week for sure. I think both are good options. But I might kind of give the edge to the Jags. I like the Lions, but I think their ceiling's a little bit lower because I do think that the Bears will show up in garbage time or do okay playing from behind. So I'll go the Jags against Will Levis and company. Mostert, Aaron Jones, or James Cook. Where did Gibbs taking over the backfield? Don't worry about it. If you're contending, don't worry about it. Once again, and I'm going to just kind of assume that this is the same team, contending team, Caleb. Probably Mostert. I mean, that's kind of like if you're in the race to win the championship, then it's like just go all in. You know what I mean? Logan, pick my tight end in two flexes. We got Laporta, Kincaid, Addison, Lockett, Smith, Godwin. Yeah, good options here. Start Laporta, flex Kincaid, flex Devonta Smith, but you could also flex Addison over whichever tight end you don't want to start. But I think you can start both Laporta and Kincaid. And I like Devonta Smith this week against the Chiefs, but I think that Addison is a sneaky play this week. So I even think Godwin's okay. And Lockett's had 2 games in a row, so he's kind of due for like a bad game. So. Thoughts on Ramondre for the rest of the season? I mean, he's fine. He's a low-end RB2, and, you just kind of take what you get if you have to start him. He gets the Giants, the Chargers, the Steelers. It's a good little run there. For facing the Chiefs, tough, but then he gets the Broncos and the Bills. So a pretty good remaining strength of schedule for Ramondre Stevenson. Low-end RB2. Perfectly fine to roster and start if you need to. Does Amari Cooper take a step or take a back seat to Watson being out? I mean, probably. we'll just have to see. You never know. Like, we kind of thought this might happen when PJ Walker was quarterback, and him and Walker had a pretty good chemistry. So, um, it's hard to say. Different quarterbacks have different tendencies. We don't really know what we're going to get out of DTR, and probably, but we'll see what happens. Albert, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Tommy, what's up? Excited for football tomorrow. Got some new toys. Hoping for some big fantasy points. Let's go. Should be it. I feel like we're gonna have some good games tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow's slate as well. Would you rather start in the playoffs, Hollywood or Ramondre? I'm considering moving Hollywood and Christian Watson for Ramondre and Judy. I mean, I'd rather have Ramondre than Christian Watson. And I think Hollywood versus Judy, I'd rather have Hollywood, but it depends on kind of what the rest of wide receivers on your team look like. What's going on, Girl Collect? James Cook or Monty? Monty, for sure. McLaurin, Pacheco, McLaurin against the Giants. Tough matchup for Pacheco this week against the Eagles. So, yeah, Monty, McLaurin. Yeah, let me know. I'm also just curious, like, in your guys' respective leagues, when is your guys' trade deadlines, whether it's redraft or dynasty? But for most people, it's tonight. Or for some people, it was like this morning. Mr. Bakes a lot. What's up, man? Do you start Fields over Love? Oh, we talked about this earlier. Love is the floor. Fields gives you the upside. Kind of look at your lineup for the week, your opponent's lineup, and if you feel like you need a little bit of upside, you can go Fields. If not, go J-Lo. Fields or Lawrence? I'd probably go Fields. I don't really think there's a lot of in between for T-Law this week, unfortunately. I think it's a low ceiling game, or the Jags bounce back nicely and he throws 2 touchdowns. How many touchdowns has Trevor Lawrence thrown in a game this year? Like, what has he thrown more than 2 in a game? No, he's thrown 2 touchdowns twice. Every other game he's thrown 1 touchdown or less. So he didn't throw a touchdown in week 2 or week 10 against the Chiefs and against the Niners. He has not rushed for a single touchdown this year. Tennessee has been pretty good against opposing quarterbacks this year. They're the 10th best team, fantasy-wise. I just go Fields. Makes me sad. What's your take on Thielen or Singletary? I would go Singletary against the Cardinals for sure. Great matchup. Thielen, bad matchup. Thielen maybe gets a garbage time tutty or something, but the ceiling's been a lot lower lately. That run he was on, kind of disappearing. Hopefully he comes back. But yeah, I will go Singletary, man. I love Devin Singletary this week. PPR, Puka, Dell, Devonta. Pick 2. I go Dell and Devonta. Puka's probably okay, and maybe with him seeing a little bit less defensive pressure because our boy Cooper Kupp's going to be out there. He's a good game. Maybe he's the one who finds the end zone this week, but I just like Dell and Devonta a lot more this week. I feel like that Seahawks-Rams game could be low score. Kamara's bye week. We running up A-Chain, do I go Pacheco? A-Chain, for sure. Better matchup, more upside. Pacheco, bad matchup. Maybe he stumbles on into the end zone, but I'm not going to bank on it. Flex, Trey McBride, Doobie, or Dotson? Trey McBride is my favorite out of these 3 players, Taylor, but they all have really good matchups. I think Dobbs should be a smash play, but I don't know. He's going to get 4 targets. 2 of them are going to be touchdowns, and he's going to finish with exactly 12 points. It's just I swear, it's they just let Romeo Dobbs score a touchdown, and then they're okay, don't target him more than once or twice for the rest of this game. And Dotson's got, I feel like, this could definitely be a week where Dotson gets in the end zone as well. I'll go McBride. I like McBride a lot this week. Start 2 and have PPR. Singletary, Collins, Connor, Sutton. All greats. I love all these guys this week. I love Sutton against the Vikings. If you guys can't tell, I really like this matchup between the Cardinals and the Texans. Half PPR, I lean towards the running back position, so I'll go Singletary and Connor. But I won't be surprised if any of these 4 players outscore each other. So tough choices, John. Trust your gut. Andrea, how are you doing? Need to. A-Chain, Ford, Lockett, Thielen. I will go A-Chain for sure. On paper, it should be Ford. The Steelers have not been very good against opposing running backs, but I'm very, very leery of the Browns' offense this week. I might go Thielen just for the garbage time potential. Tough choice there. How do I feel about JSN moving forward? I like JSN. Kind of like a low-end flex option. Was on a good little streak. Ended last week right when I told everyone to start him against Washington. I mean, if it's full PPR, JSN is like still fine to start. Barely missed double digits last week. Kind of a tough stretch coming up for the Hawks, Rams, Niners, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles, Titans, Steelers. Be an interesting finish of the year for them. But he's fine. Yeah. Jason, what's up, my dude? Laporta or McBride? Man, you just can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Both these guys are going to have good weeks. Like you really, 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 really can't go wrong. I feel really good about McBride right now, but let's not sleep on Laporta. It's a good matchup for him. I'll go McBride by a hair. I don't know why, though. Chat, who would you guys start? Laporta or McBride? Very close. Rashad White or Devin Singletary? I'll go Singletary, but man, it's close. Bad matchup for Rashad White, but doesn't matter. He's going to get those dump offs. I'll go Singletary, but it's close. 2 really close calls. Should I trade away Hawkinson and Cook for Kelsey? I don't know, man. Josh Dobbs, he likes those tight ends. You can, though. Like, I don't really care about Cook, so you can do it. But I don't know, man. Like, Hawkinson is balling. He's a tight end 2. Kelsey's a tight end 3. Both these teams are going to have competitive game scripts to finish out the year. So, man, who's the tight end 1? Laporta? No, he's tight end 7. Kittle's a tight end 4. Oh, Andrews. Dang. Well, that's not going to stick. You can do it. Sure. Why not? Chase, what's up, dude? Nico or Tank? Flip a coin. I think they could both score, have good weeks. I'll go Tank. He's been kind of the hot hand. Would you rather have Rashad White or Breece Hall? Rashad White, because the Bucs offense just better, but I like both these guys a lot. All right, guys, I know I'm a bit behind in the chat, so I apologize. Trying to get caught up here a little bit. I'm in a contending spot, number 1 in my league. Just picked up Watson for some depth on the bench. Think he's a good buy low option. I just dropped Watson this past week, so but you might be right. It's a good matchup for him this week, so like could show up big this week. And then maybe we have some confidence in him, right? Made a trade. What's up, Aiden? And I want to know if I got fleeced and how my team is going forward. It's full PPR 10-team redraft. I'm also 7-3. All right, let's do it. Trade away Hawk, Evans, Puka, and Chiron for Breece, Laporta, Pittman, and Cook. So let's look at your new lineup. Herbie and Kyler, you're good there. Monty, Bijan, Breece, JT, Kenneth Walker, Diggs, Thielen, Pickens, Pittman, Higgins. You got Laporta and Kincaid. So you traded away Hawk, Evans, Puka, and Chiron for Breece, Laporta, Pittman, and Cook. I mean, let's look at it this way. I'd probably rather have Breece than Chiron, but it's still super close. Chiron was great before he got hurt. I'd probably rather have Hawkinson than Laporta. Call me crazy, but both are fine. I'd probably rather have Puka than Cook. And I'd probably by a smidge of a hair rather have Evans than Pittman because I think he has more touchdown upside, but it's still okay. I mean, I think this trade is okay, but I wouldn't have done it if I were you. I mean, I don't think it's going to kill your team or anything, but I like the players that you traded away more. Plus, I mean, you're starting Pittman like as your wide receiver 2 now. I would have rather had Evans as my wide receiver 2 than at least like the potential upside of Puka as opposed to rostering James Cook because you're fine at running back, dude. You're so stacked at running back. I mean, the good news for this team is you're fine at quarterback. You have Herbert. You're still fine at tight end. You have Laporta and Kincaid. I with already having Kincaid, I would rather have Hawkinson than Laporta. Call me crazy, but you're so stacked at running back. You can flex 2 running backs, whether it's double flex or not, and you can just start Diggs and Pittman. Like you don't really need to flex wide receivers, even though it's full PPR. If I'm reading that right, it says 1 PPR, but I wouldn't have personally done the trade. I wouldn't. But I don't think it kills you. I'm interested why you want to do the trade though. And you're 7-3. It's not really like a trade that necessarily like upgraded your squad. Because you didn't really need running back depth. And I mean, I guess like if you like Pittman more than I don't know. Maybe you're looking at it like Hawk v Laporta, Evans v Pittman, Puka v Brees, or like Puka. I don't know. But anyways, I don't think it kills your team by any means. I think, yeah, great running back depth on this squad. Good tight ends. You got Herbert. Kyler's a nice little piece, right? You'll survive. Is Monty going to be set back with Gibbs doing well? No. I'm worried about getting Monty in Dynasty. Don't be worried. If you're contending, don't be worried. No, don't be worried. The Lions are going to run the football at a ridiculous rate. So you'll be fine, bro. Cheesy, what's up? Start 3 in a PPR. Gibbs, Monty, Swift, Rashad, DJ, and Addison. Yeah, lots of good options here. And these guys can outscore each other. Fire up Gibbs and Monty. Why not? Swift and Rashad are tough. Bad matchups for him. I think Addison is sneaky this week. I also think DJ Moore is sneaky this week. The Lions haven't necessarily been good against opposing wide receivers. I feel like there's going to be garbage time. The Bears going to be playing from behind. I kind of like DJ Moore this week. I definitely will go Gibbs and Monty. I personally don't mind starting both of them on the same roster, and I don't mind starting both of them this week at all. The third one's really, really tough because I still think Swift can have a good game in a bad matchup, right? And I think Rashad White can have a good game in a bad matchup because both these guys get work in the passing game. Who do you like the best, Cheesy? Let me know. Brutal this week. No JJ, no JT, Bijan, Pittman on bye. Yeah. That's not good in 80. It's one of those situations like, do I just take the L for the week because I can't drop that many players? Who's starting A-Chain? I'm starting A-Chain personally in every league that I own him, Jakey. Full PPR, Rice or Ayuk. The problem is both these guys kind of have low volume. Like, I don't know. It's close. I mean, Ayuk scored last week, but only had 3 targets and 3 receptions. Rashee Rice last played. I was on bye last week. So in week 9 scored, but he only had 2 targets and 2 receptions. And they both have smash matchups this week. I'll go Rashee Rice. Ooh, I don't know. I was trying to think of which game do I think will be more competitive. Oh, man. That's close. I will go. I flip a coin. You just can't really go wrong. You can't. All right. I don't know. I feel bad about that one because it's tough. Like I said, just super, super close between the two. I I feel like overall the volume could end up being better for Brandon Ayuk. So I guess I'll go Ayuk. But man, it's just close. Caleb, I got Hall, Aaron Jones, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Henry Pollard, Kamar, and Godwin. Should I still get Monty and Cooper, give away Evans? So that will give you. I mean, basically, you have Coop in that spot. I mean, you're pretty thin at running. Oh no, you got Pollard, Kamara. Um, so you're probably starting Hall, Jones, Brown, Lamb. It just depends how many flex. I don't know. I don't know that you really need to do it because you have Henry, Pollard, Kamara, Jones, and Hall, and you downgrade a wide receiver. I don't feel like you need to do it. Do you? I mean, I like Monty a lot, but I just don't feel like it's necessary. I got to leave tight end or kicker empty. Do you think Parm would know Everett will score more than a kicker? Possibly, but he's touchdown or bust. I'd probably throw Parm out there. They have injuries at wide receiver, and Herbert trusts him, so I guess I'll go Parm. But you never know. Santos, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well as well. Time to worry about Mixon with Burrow out. I mean, it could benefit him, if anything. But yeah, the ceiling's probably lower. They'll probably have less, red zone drives and everything. But he's probably going to be okay-ish. Still a RB2. Only thing is he said he'll only trade me Kelsey if he does bad one more week. Well, if he doesn't, then don't worry about it. You don't really necessarily need to do the trade. Mr. Bakes a lot. Flex 1 and half PPR. Dobbs, Singletary, Dotson, Watson. Half PPR, I will go Singletary. Every time I see Dobbs, I'm like, I really like his matchup, but I just think the ceiling's low. Flex JSN or Ford, I will go JSN. I just am worried about the Browns this week. Ferguson or Ingram? I'll go Ferguson, but it's pretty close. I mean, both these guys are just kind of players that you can start no matter what. But Ingram's got a tougher matchup, so I'll go Ferguson. Spears versus Hunt. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. I just said I'm worried about the Browns, but it is just a good matchup. I just don't personally like Spears that much this week. Man, I'll go Hunt. Give me Hunt. But yeah, I don't feel good about either option. All right, let me see. David says, but I have JJ. What do you mean that's a problem? Oh, because you need to get rid of a player? Because you have to pull him off IR? Oh. Who else is on your bench that you can drop? Just picked up Tyler Algier. Thoughts? I mean, you got a good handcuff. No confidence in starting him, unfortunately, Anakin. Full PPR, Derrick Henry or Singletary, Puka or Collins. I like Singletary more. Call me crazy. I think Henry's okay still if you want to start him. Tough matchup. Puka or Collins? Collins. Josiah, what's up? I just did a trade by trading away Etienne for Purdy and Pacheco. Who won this trade in your opinion? Because I need another quarterback other than Kyler. I think it's fine. That's about it. It's fine. You know, ETN, I would far rather have, but I like Pacheco a lot. Like I wouldn't expect too much out of Pacheco this week. It's a tough matchup, but if you needed a quarterback, it's probably fine. Yeah, yeah, hurting at QB, so I think it's okay. Rich, Purdy versus the Bucks or Dobbs? Dobbs. Let's go Dobbs. Traded Swift and Kincaid for Puka and Komet. I'm 5-5. What do you think about new lineup? Mahomes, Henry, Eckler, Ayuk, Adams, Olave, Puka, Kelsey, Collins, Singletary, Madison, Connor, Addison. Looks good. I mean, wait, you traded Swift and Kincaid for Puka and Komet. Why'd you do that? Puka and Komet or Puka and Kelsey? Because your lineup says Kelsey. If it was Kelsey, it's fine. Otherwise, I don't like that trade. Howell versus Herbert. I go Herbert. Go Herbie. Yeah, go Herbert. Never trust Washington against a divisional opponent in a decision like this. Go Herbert. Kincaid or Addison. I like both this week, but I'll go Kincaid, I guess. I mean, I don't have any problem with the Vikings offense personally. Addison is a really safe play if you wanted to go with him, but I think Kincaid is fine to start for sure. Swift or DJ? I'll go DJ by a hair. I'll go DJ. It's a tough one for you though. Collins or Thielen? I'll go Nico Collins. Thoughts on Mooney's stash with Fields coming back? He was still really inconsistent when Fields was healthy. And he even showed some okay chemistry with Badgett. But yeah, I mean, I know he's banged up beginning of the year, but yeah, Mooney has not been like anything this year, unfortunately. So I mean, you could stash him, but I don't know if it's really going to present anything, unfortunately. I think Cup will bounce back this week. Yes, Stafford's back. Yeah. At QB, I have Tua, Fields, and Dobbs. I have A-Chain and IR, so I need to drop one or wait till next week and drop Keaton Mitchell. So I would start either Puka, Ayuk, Kincaid, and Flex. I know it's tough, but like you're going to start Tua every week, right? He had his bye week. You're probably going to start Tua every single week because the ceiling's just too high to bench him. So maybe try and trade one of these two quarterbacks. So we'll go look at the team that has Burrow, Fields and Dobbs. I guess that doesn't help you. Maybe you can try and trade one of the two quarterbacks and an additional player and upgrade somewhere, and then move A-Chain off your bench. I mean, and like I like Keaton Mitchell a lot, but also in redraft, like if you don't have the confidence to start Keaton Mitchell and you're like you're good at running back, you might be able to move on. B-Rob, Kirk, Nico. Wow. I love all these guys this week. I think Christian Kirk had a really good game, but I say that every weekend about Christian Kirk. I probably start Christian Kirk, but I really don't mind B-Rob. And I think Nico is kind of the upside play here. I think you have two really safe floors with Brian Robinson and Christian Kirk. What's up, Inceptivist? Rashad White or Cortland Sutton and half PPR. Cortland Sutton. Close. Maybe Pacheco. It's really close. Really close. Today was a trade deadline in my Yahoo Standard Fantasy League. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place for leagues. Traded Herbert for Dobbs. Wanted to pick up a backup running back, A.J. Dillon or McLaughlin. A.J. Dillon, I think he's a better handcuff. But I think it's a good trade for Dobbs. I have A-Chain 2. Can swap Jacobs or Javonte or put in my flex for Waddle. I guess I set Javonte here. He's fine. The Vikings are top 12 against the run. I would start the two Dolphins and Jacobs, but it is close. Pick two to start full PPR. Puka, Ayuk, DJ Moore, Ford, Kincaid. One wide receiver, one flex. Ayuk and DJ Moore. But if you want to go Kincaid over one or the other, you can. Send Dell and Ferguson for Pittman. I really like Tank Dell right now. I'm infatuated, recency biasy. So I don't know. But I think if you want kind of a floor play on a week-to-week basis, you do it and you get Pittman. If you like kind of the potential upside that Tank Dell brings, then just stick with Tank Dell. Good luck to you as well, Jeezy. Thoughts on Higgins? Just traded for him last week. Don't you love it? I don't like T. Higgins' outlook for the rest of the year, unfortunately. I don't. I don't. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that happened. Start Ferguson, Ridley, or Herbert and flex. Just go for the boomer bust of Ridley. You might as well. Ferguson's the next best option. Sport Dog, 8-team, 6-point PPR. I need two running backs, Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson, Jalen Warren, or James Cook. Also, would you flex Dalton Kincaid, starting Laporta? You can definitely flex Dalton Kincaid. Two running backs, give me Brian Robinson and Aaron Jones. But it's close. I do kind of like Jalen Warren this week. Dobbs, Fields, Tua this week. Tua. Goff or Purdy? From my pain, I know. That was tough, man. I'll go Goff between those two, though. Mike Cup, Kyron Stevenson trade got vetoed. What? Question for week 12. Would you start Kyron over Brees or JT in his return? No. But it is a good matchup against Seattle. But I'll ride with Brees Hall and JT this. Well, wait. JT's on bye week, so don't start him. I don't understand trade vetoes. Like, it should just be up to the commissioner, and if there's like a blatantly bad trade that hurts the league, then the commissioner can take care of it. But yeah, I don't like trade vetoes. Drop Dotson or Taysom for bringing up A-Chain from IR. Depends on who your tight end is. If you don't really need Taysom Hill, he's volatile, so maybe him. Ghost Hunter, hello. What's up, dude? Lions or Dolphins? Give me the Lions, personally. What's going on? Mostert or Swift? Mostert. I like Swift. I think Swift can still have a good game, but the better matchups with Mostert, and I think he'll be just fine, even with A-Chain coming back. Do I start Kate Otten or Tyler Conklin? I would personally start Tyler Conklin, but yeah, this is a tough one. The Niners are the second best team fantasy-wise against opposing tight ends. The Bills are the 14th, so I'll go Conklin. But you know how it is with these kind of tight ends. Like, everything's volatile. Everything's touchdown or bust. But I'll go Conklin. Smokey! Had to pick up Stafford after Burrow's injury. Sitting in first place. Clinched playoffs, but now a bit less optimistic moving forward. You clinch the playoffs. That's all that matters. To set the best possible lineup on a week-to-week basis. And yeah, Stafford's had a really low ceiling all year round. Anyone else out there? Probably not. Dang, that sucks, man. Tommy, just realized my 10-team home league, 9 of the teams have 2 quarterbacks. It happens, man. It happens. Gotta hog those QBs. Monty or Deontay? I'd definitely go Monty. Yeah, I'd definitely go Monty. Revenge game. Would you trade JT for Connor and Kirk? You got Etienne, Kamara, Kyron, Singletary, JJ Olave, Dell, Pickens, Reed. Yeah. It's very close, but yeah. I am a Christian Kirk believer, though. But I feel like You may get JJ coming back, but if it's double flex, I probably do it. Because then you have JJ, Olave, Dell, Kirk, ETN, and whoever you want as RB2. I probably do it just for the wide receiver depth, yeah. But it's still close. If you prefer to keep JT, I think you're fine. But you're really relying on JJ coming back. But the big thing is that it's half PPR and you have a lot of good running backs. But I think either way is fine, whatever you feel good about. Would you flex Pickens over Ingram, or excuse me, would you flex Ingram over Pickens? Pickens, probably. Yeah, probably. I don't like Pickens. Lions, Jags, Steelers. Steelers. Give me the Steelers. I like them a lot. You know, going up against a rookie quarterback, they're like the defense 3. Everyone's defensive scoring settings are different, but I like all these guys this week, but I'll go Steelers. Yeah. So I drop Pitts for Taysom Hill. I have McBride as my starting tight end, but he's a bye in week 14. I mean, honestly, with Pitts and Taysom Hill, like you're getting 2 super volatile guys. So week 14, Kyle Pitts is playing Tampa Bay. They have been pretty okay. They're 13th against the position. Taysom Hill, the legend himself, is playing Carolina. They are better. They're 10th against position, albeit a lot of this could change by then. 2 really volatile guys. I'll take Taysom Hill, I guess, because this coach is not Arthur Smith, but I don't like any of it. Start Puka or Ayuk. I'm starting CMC at running back. I still go Ayuk. I like this matchup against the Bucks. Could be a little juicy game. Every team has 2 to 3 quarterbacks. Just have Burrow. Next option is Pickett or Zach Wilson. You might want to pick up Pickett, like just in case, right? I mean, it's your team, right? Only a single flex. It's very close there, dude. I was trying to hold that yawn in. It like went insane. I don't know. I just really like Christian Kirk. Do you feel like you need to do it? Because right now you can start ETN, JT, Olave, Dell. And you have the option of flex Kamara, Chiron, Singletary. And then when JJ comes back, like this week, you can just flex Singletary. So, you know, I don't know if you need to do it. But I guess this week, you got a lot of buys. So you're probably starting ETN. You're kind of screwed this week. Right? Kamara's on bye. Chiron's still injured. No, you're starting ETN and Singletary. Olave, Dell, then you got to flex Ingram like we talked about. Okay. I don't know if you really need to do it. What do you think? It's tough. Sport Dog, my 2 flex are Cook and Wilson. Could go with Kincaid, Rice, or Johnson. Did I make some changes or let it ride? I like Kincaid and Rice more than James Cook, personally. So you can start one of those guys. I like Rashid Rice a lot this week. He doesn't have a super high ceiling just because he's so underutilized. But yeah, I like those 2 guys better than Cook. You can start Garrett Wilson, though. Send Jacobs and Kincaid for St. Brown. Have PPR, have running back depth, and McBride at tight end. Yes. Yes. Go get Amon Ra, Ryan. Go get Amon Ra. Trade Rasheed Rice for Flowers. No, I'd rather have Rasheed Rice. QB is Herbert. Do I trade Kyler and Addison or White for Pittman and Pitts, or just hold on to Kyler? You can do that trade, but I would only do it for Pittman and Pitts. I just keep Addison and White. I wouldn't do the trade. No, at first I thought it was Kyler, and then you could get like White and Pittman is how I first read it. But no, I think you're fine. You just hold as is. Elliott or Gay? I'd rather have Matt Gay. Elliott's not really a good fantasy kicker, right? Has that changed? No, he's kicker 5. I'm dumb. Maybe Elliott. I changed my mind. They're neck and neck. They're kicker 4 and 5. Sorry, last year Elliott was bad because the Eagles scored so much. I just feel like the Eagles are going to be in a lot of these games where they're going to have to get as many points as possible. Like they're going to be fighting tooth and nail for playoff seeding and to get that number 1 NFC spot. So I'll go Elliott. Niners or Pittsburgh's D. This week, I'll go Pittsburgh. Tucci, what's up? 7-3, just lost my injuries. Picked up Higbee. I don't know if I should trade Ridley straight up for Ferguson. Spend a lot of my free agent bidding on it. Likely or make another potential deal. So you got Purdy, CMC, A-Chain, Monty, Amon-Ra, Lockett, Ridley, Cooks, Noah Brown, Andrews, Higbee. Yeah. So you'd have, I don't know, you're not deep enough at wide receiver to trade Ridley, in my opinion. See how likely looks. Go just kind of, I mean, you're 7-3. Give it a week or so. Don't panic. I mean, I know you might not be able to trade after this week, but I don't know, man. You're kind of thin here. You need those 3 running backs. You need Amon-Ra. Duh. And I feel like Lockett and Ridley just volatile. You got to keep him, and Cooks is volatile. Like Noah Brown's hurt now. He's only been a thing for 2 weeks. I would hold off, man. Ingram or Deontay. Both have really bad matchups. Both are probably going to see like similar volume. I guess Deontay, but it's super close. Spurt, I don't know if I told you I got Goff off waivers. Nice. Josh Allen also got Detroit defense. Nice. Yeah. I also got Detroit's defense. So you got Goff or Allen being on bye week. Yeah. Good moves. The league where I Burrow go down, would you trade Ferguson for T-Law and Logan Thomas? Yeah. Maybe. You have Kyler. Who's the other tight end? It depends on who your other tight end. You have Ferguson and Kincaid. I think the T-Law part of the equation is more important, but I don't really feel great about T-Law anyways. I just have to start admitting it, right? You only have Kyler. It might be good for like a security blanket. I mean, if you don't feel good about it, I don't think you have to do it. But like Logan Thomas only means so much to me. He's way too volatile. But you could do it if you wanted to because you have Kincaid. So PPR 2 running backs: Monty, Cook, Hendo, Chandler. Monty and Cook. I really want it to be Chandler, but I don't think it's going to be. Nah, I take that back. Monty and Henderson. Why am I'm so low on James Cook? So maybe if you like him, you could. Worth dropping Niners D for just 1 week to get Pittsburgh? It's a good question, Tommy. Let's see. So they're going to play Tampa Bay, Seattle, Philly, Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore, Washington. No, I probably just start Tampa Bay this week. If you feel pretty good about the rest of your lineup, I probably just hold on to the Niners. I still think they'll have a pretty good game against Tampa Bay. I was thinking maybe if A-Chain goes off, I'd deal him in a package to get a tight end and a running back or wide receiver since I'll have 2 great running backs still, but I'll def go for likely. Yeah, it's tough situation. If you had a losing record, maybe I feel a little bit different, but I don't know. Always trust your gut. But I don't think I'd trade A-Chain unless you get a running back. I don't think I'd trade him. Should I trade Brees and Gabe Davis for Pollard and Hollywood? I'd rather have Hollywood than Davis right now. I'd rather have Brees than Pollard. But I think Pollard's going to have a good week. Maybe things start to change there. You can if you feel like you're volatile at wide receiver and need help. Yeah, maybe that helps Tommy with Baltimore being out there. Man, that's tough. That's a tough choice, Tommy. I don't know. Pittsburgh. I mean, you still get Pittsburgh moving forward. So they got Cleveland, Cincy, Arizona, New England, Indy, Cincy, Seattle. I would get the Steelers. I get the Steelers. So they're going to play DTR this weekend, Browning next weekend. Kyler, probably not the best matchup there, but they're at home for what it's worth. Then they get Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi or Brian Hoyer or whoever. Then they get Gardner Minshew, no disrespect, but you know. Then they get Browning again. Then they get Geno Smith. They finish things out at Seattle. You got to get them, bro. Root against them that last week. Standard League, Hurts my starter, Fields or Howe. Drop one to get either Downs, Madison, or Warren. Jalen Hurts, that guy, you start Jalen Hurts. You really only need Hurts and Sam Howell. I'm not out on Justin Fields, but if I was going to drop one for one of these 3 players, it's probably Jalen Warren. But if you need wide receiver help, you can go get Josh Downs. But if you have Hurts and Sam Howell, I mean, I'm not out on Fields, but Hurts is the QB2 and Sam Howell is the QB3. So, no, he's the QB4. I mean, it depends on scoring format, but you just don't need Fields. Matt, what's up, dude? Should I start Darrell Henderson or Schultz? Darrell Henderson. Good matchup for him. Kyron's not back quite yet. Go Hendo. Chase, what's up, dude? Matt, good to have you in the house. What's up? What's up? Good to see you, Broski. My Happy Bar Yahoo League, I've got Browns and Ravens defense. Yeah, you're probably straight. Walker or A-Chain? Walker for a floor. A-Chain for upside. Slitty, full PPR, 2 flex, Hurts, A-Chain, Javonte, Ramondre, Taysom, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Nico Ridley. Possible to get Diggs if owner is unhappy. Don't want to lose AJ Brown or Amon-Ra. Maybe if Nico has a big week, but once again, if your trade deadline is today, then you don't have a lot of time. I mean, it is possible, but you can't give up Brown or Amon-Ra. You're kind of thin at running back though, and you have Taysom Hill at tight end. It's probably not possible without trading away a running back with like Nico and or Ridley. So I'd probably just hold as is. So it's a massive week for me in fantasy and projected dead even down to the percentage. Griff, PPR, bench 1, Brees, A-Chain, Dell. Oh, man, I love all these guys this week. I think Brees Hall's going to have a really good week. I'll go Brees and Tank Dell, but I don't know. I think A-Chain is going to have a good week. Maybe like Mostard eats into the volume. Maybe they kind of ease him back in a little bit. He could get 5 touches and still have like 20 fantasy points knowing Devon A-Chain, but I'll go Brees and Dell. Call me crazy. You can't really go wrong, though. I think all these guys could outscore each other. All these guys are going to have great weeks. So tough choices, Griff. Had basically no defensive questions here because I got the Browns in both. Let's go. And that's a good problem. The one year try to get a top tier quarterback, Burrow's hurt all year. Yeah, it happens. Can't win them all. You're welcome, Griff. That is a tough choice, my guy. Lost Andrew, so Taysom it is. Yeah, that sucks, broski. I just don't know if you're going to have enough firepower without like hurting your roster to go get Diggs. Plus, right now, I mean, you're starting Hurts, A-Chain, Javante or Ramondre is your RB2, Taysom Hill. Then A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, Nico, Ridley. Like, and you could also put one of those two running backs, Javante or Ramondre, over Ridley if you wanted to. So, if you have a winning record, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would just be paying attention to the waiver wire, what tight ends are out there. Do you think Singletary holds on to the starting job when Pierce returns? I kind of do, actually. Like, I went into this week expecting Dameon Pierce to actually come back. Obviously, he's not. But I talked about that in the must start running backs video for the week. And, man, I was like, I don't really care if Dameon Pierce is back. I'm just not worried about it. And, yeah, I do think with the way that Devin Singletary has played, that they're probably going to keep him out there. So you never know. But yeah, I feel pretty good about him, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we made it to the bottom of the chat. We're over an hour in. So this is usually where I start to wrap things up. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys are new to the channel, hope you guys consider subscribing and you guys are back for more. And yeah, if you guys need anything, our Discord link is down below. It's completely free to join. You guys can also follow us on Instagram. You guys can reach me on both of those platforms. You can also reach the rest of our community on Discord. And do have a pretty active community on there, and people will get back to you if I don't. But if you guys want to reach me on there, just tag me, and I'll get back to you before kickoff. So if I don't talk to you guys tomorrow, good luck. Week 11. Can you believe it? Flying by. I can't believe it myself. But hit the like, check out the links down below, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. And most importantly, thank you guys so much for the fantasy questions tonight. Thank you for allowing me to try and help you guys. And just really enjoy hanging out with you guys Saturday night talking some fantasy football. So good luck to everyone. And talk to you guys soon. So love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Everyone be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great Sunday. And enjoy some football tomorrow. With that, I will say, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, yes, out here on the Catch. And peace.